What up, pimps, and welcome back to the next episode of the Vinny Podcast. I'm your host, Vinny, and today, my friends, I have a very special guest joining me for this episode of the podcast. His name is UnitedGamer, but you guys definitely know him as Timestamp Dylan. Dylan, what's going on, my boy?
Nothing much, man. I'm honored to be here. I was so excited when you asked, even though we planned for this like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, literally. I wanted to apologize also to the audience that this episode is so delayed and the schedule for the podcast has been all over the place. A lot's been going on in my life, but now I am here ready to get back to the regularly scheduled programming. That word is really hard to say, regularly. But yeah, we're back every Friday, new podcast episode. It's going down. And this week's guest is Dylan. And this is literally the first thing that we have ever recorded together, ever. This is the first piece of content that we are making together. How crazy is that?
Unless you count that one episode of the Verses where I cut myself in.
That is true. Well, that happened in post. This is like happening right now. Dylan is actually here, guys. This is not like a post edit. We are having a conversation right now.
I'm just editing this and commentating after.
Yeah, and for those of you guys that are completely lost right now, if you guys don't know, Dylan's one of my best friends, and he also edits the Versus series. He edits all of Dobbs Gaming. This man puts in nothing but the finest of work, and if you want to learn how to be a good editor, watch this man's content because you will pick up on little tips and tricks. He's fucking fantastic. He's been in the game for a long time, too.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing YouTube for like 8 or 9 years now, dude. It's wild.
That is crazy. I'm still pretty much a baby in the YouTube game. I've only been doing it for about four and a half years now, which is insane. Honestly, that to me seems like a super long time. I can't even imagine 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, it's honestly insane. If I go back and watch my older videos, it's so cringeworthy, dude. It's so bad.
I feel like that's honestly something that happens for every creator. When you go back and you watch videos from 3 or 4 years ago, it's normal that you would evolve over time, you know what I mean? Like when I go back and I watch my early episodes, the first content that I ever put up on my channel was my Fire Red Let's Play. And literally, if you go back and watch that on the channel right now, my dudes, if you've never seen that series, you're going to be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, literally, this is not Vinny. I'm like, all right, we're going to come over here, and we're going to pick up this item, and this should be a potion. And if you guys didn't know, you can get this potion here, and now you can heal up your Pokemon, because potions heal up your Pokemon when they're damaged. Like, I was trying to be the informative guy when I literally didn't know anything.
Yeah, and especially knowing you, like, off camera and on camera, you're the exact same person, so, like... you're loud and engaging with anything. Like, you could be like, hey, Dylan, I'm going to take a shower right now. Like,
I tell people all the time, I'm like, when you're doing YouTube, it takes time to find your voice. When I first started, I didn't know how I was going to sound or what I was going to do. And then over time, it just evolved into, you know what? I'm just going to be myself when I click that record button. I'm not like this loud when I'm talking to people in everyday life. I'm not sitting at the bar like, yo, take a shot of green tea, please. By the way, those are my favorite shots. If you guys have never had a green tea shot, check it out. They're freaking awesome and delicious. But yeah, I'm a lot more animated on YouTube, but for sure in real life, I'm definitely a hyper person. No doubt.
Yeah, see, that's for me too. Like, I'm never just screaming like at Lex or Boomy when I'm just sitting here casually, you know, just talking to them. But as soon as I hit that record button, I don't know about you, I immediately get this burst of energy.
Oh,
it hits, dude. And that's what I love about YouTube, though. Like, it's not faking it. I just get so excited, I guess you could say, like, before hitting that record session.
Yeah, I think me and you have actually talked about this before in, like, just everyday conversation. There's something that happens when you know you're creating something that you just want to put every ounce of energy into it. Not a lot of creators are as crazy and as hyper as me and you, but everyone has their niche and their style that they go for. So I tell people all the time, if you're thinking about making content and you don't know necessarily how you want to portray yourself or how you want to sound or what image you want to put of yourself on the internet, literally just start creating, and you will fill in the gaps as you go, and you will find different routes and certain things that work better for you, and just fucking go for it is pretty much what I'm trying to say. Just go for it and see what you make.
The longer you do it, the more, you know, comfortable you get. Like, okay, this is how I make videos, because like that's one of my favorite things to do is go back through and watch old like videos from everybody, like you, Asteroid, Ryan, everyone, because the transformation is bizarre out of everybody. Like, I was expecting still a loud Vinny when I went back and watched some of your old ones, and you're like, hey guys, it's original 151 here, and I'm like, who is this man?
The best was my biggest problem when I first started was I had no idea what to do for my opening. So basically now, What Up Pimps has become the new opening for me, which I completely stole from H3H3, by the way.
Yeah. You told me that once, but it's still iconic.
It just became like a meme at first, where I was just saying what he said, like, what up, pimps? And then it just became, what up, pimps? And then it got crazier and crazier as we did it. And now I just feel like it's so iconic, but...
Yeah. You need a shirt. You need a shirt that says "What Up Pimps."
I would love to do that. By the way, if you guys want the hottest merch in the game, you know where to go. Shop.original151.com. Got a plug, even in the podcast. I'm literally wearing the always plugging shirt right now, so it's only fitting.
I'm wearing
that I
my merch. Like my proudest shirt is like my Totodile for Alligator, like evolution workout line. That's like my favorite shirt.
You know what's crazy? I lost all this weight now. If you guys didn't know, I'm on this healthy lifestyle kick. If you guys watch the channel or follow the channel in any way, shape, or form, if you're not completely and utterly new, like if you didn't find, if you're new and you found this podcast today and you're like, let me give it a listen, you don't know this, but everybody else knows this. I've been eating super clean, training super hard. None of my large shirts really fit me anymore because they're so big. They just look like I'm wearing a giant sheet. So I need to order mediums from the merch store. So I'm gonna order all new merch and all different colors from my store. That way I could rock it in the videos again, because I need that snug medium fit. You know, I like when it hugs the biceps and the shoulders.
I hate wearing shirts that are baggy. It just feels like extra weight to me. I can't stand it.
I know. I feel like I can't be nimble and swift when I just have all these things flapping around, you know? Just too much fabric. He knows what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, dude?
I got you.
I was going to say something and I forgot, and I'm pissed because I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. I can't remember, so hopefully it'll come back to me later. But you were speaking about your shirt that shows the Feraligatr and the Totodile and all that working out.
Yeah.
And you just got back from a workout today. I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, I did. And I haven't even been going recently. I've been so busy with editing and recording and trying to stream all three things. And, you know, happen to see my family from time to time.
Yeah, you really have been on the grind. I respect it, man. It's crazy.
It's been wild. But, like, I went to the doctor today. I had to get up super early and went. And I've lost, like, 5 pounds, which for me, as a skinny, like, you know, shredded guy, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight.
So I was like, oh my God, I got to get back on this grind. So I didn't have time to go today. I'm streaming in like an hour. We're recording this podcast, but you were knocked out in another realm. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go knock out a quick workout. And like, as soon as I get there, this man texts me. I'm awake from the ashes, my dude.
The Shadow Realm got me today, man. I don't know what it was. Ever since... when we were really close to hitting 100K, I was staying up super late because I was just so excited for this moment to happen. And then it happened, and literally the last 5 days, I've been going to bed at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm waking up, obviously, at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, which is fucking up my sleep schedule completely. So our initial plan today was to record the podcast at 1:30 p.m. EST, but I literally slept right through that. So Dylan got a workout in. Everything works out.
Yeah, it all worked out. And I'm about to go have a powerful stream right after this awesome podcast.
Now, what are you streaming today? Your brand new series?
Yeah, it's a white live extreme randomizer. I just finished my like Famlock, which is like my custom made Nuzlocke challenge, which I expected it to be so hard. I don't know if you saw the rules, because if you're like me, you don't really watch as much as when you're making content. You're too busy making content to watch everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So I couldn't heal at every Pokemon Center besides one time. I had all of these randomized challenges that would start at the beginning of every episode, like Veteran, where I couldn't heal inside a battle the entire episode.
Holy
and stuff like
shit.
This. And I expected it to be so hard, and I ended up with like less deaths than I did in the Soul Link because I'm doing it with Ryan. So
that'll happen.
Was so much harder. These kids are costing, bro. I see you and Asteroid have the same struggle that me and Ryan have.
You guys don't even understand the frustration of dealing with these children. And we call them children because they're much younger than me and Dylan. These kids, Asteroid and Ryan, they need to get their act together. They need to study up. I'm not even good at Pokemon, but next to Asteroid, I look like I'm a god, okay? I look like Arceus, straight up.
I feel like that's one time, like one of the first times we ever bonded is I was pissed at Ryan for doing something stupid, and you were pissed at Asteroid at the same time. And we just vented with each other like, these kids are making us lose Soul Links out here.
Wait, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking in front of a bunch of people?
I'm 23.
23. Okay, so I'm 22. I don't know why you wouldn't mind answering that, but yeah. It's not like a personal question where I'm like, so tell me this. It's just,
what's your social security number?
Yeah. By the way, we have Twitter questions that we're going to get to later, sent in by you guys. Random questions, whatever you guys wanted to ask me and Dylan. And I think one of them literally said, give me your credit card number and your social security number. So I looked over them briefly, like just a quick glance, see what we're working with. And that was the first one I saw. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be good. As if I would just release that information to you guys. I love you guys, but I don't love you guys that much to hand out my social security number. That's a little intense.
I actually am looking through it right now, and one of the first ones I see is why do you guys hate Plusle? And I think it's so funny, but one of our both like least favorite Pokemon is Plusle, which I actually got in the recent stream and FaceTimed you because everybody told me to name it Vinny.
Yeah, and I answered. I usually never answer. Whenever Dylan FaceTimes me during the day, I know he's live, and I know no matter what I'm doing, I know I'm about to be in front of like 500 people, so I have to mentally prepare myself. So I answered, and I was like, all right, it's going down. He's like, yo, he answered! And right when I heard that, I'm like, yep, I was right. He's live. What up, my dudes? That was a hype moment. I was outside sitting on a chair with my cousin. We were just catching up, and I was like literally talking at this volume like we were just catching up, whatever. And then when I swiped to answer, I knew we were live. Like we said before, I had to get into loud mode for the pimps. So literally, I start screaming, going crazy, and my cousin's like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, this has got so intense. It was hilarious.
That's so funny.
I remember what I was gonna say now. Yes, so we were going back. We were talking about the openings to because I went onto this tangent about me taking the what up pimps from H3H3 and all that. My original big dilemma with YouTube was I never knew how to start my videos. Thank God I remember this. This was literally going to drive me crazy for the entire hour-long podcast. This is OCD at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Just observe my life and you'll see the things that I deal with. I overthink everything. We could talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, so my thing that I stuck to for a while, which when you look back and listen to it, it's so awkward, and you OG fans on the channel know, I used to go like this, the beginning of every episode. I have no idea why I said it like this, but this was literally my opening. What is going on, Pokemon fans? Like, why the fuck was it 8 seconds long? Why was I stretching it
Why
so
have I
much?
never seen this before?
Oh, no. If you go back to, like, the middle of Fire Red to, like, Crystal, that's literally how I would open every video.
Oh,
what is
God,
going
I have to go see this now.
Pokemon fans? Original 151 here, bringing you guys episode whatever. Oh, my
I feel
God.
like all of my intros were copied by other YouTubers, like inspirations. Like, my first one was probably Chugga Conroy, and so I was, hey, everybody, it's UnitedGamer 101 here, and just copied it like that. And then I went to another one, and just recently I said, what's going on, United Family? I was like, you know what, I'll just address them as it is. Like, yours are the pimps, pretty much.
Yeah, I really do feel that imitation is the best form of flattery. Like, if I'm pulling something that I've gotten from another YouTuber just from watching them and respecting them and loving their content, and then I start to implement it in mine, I don't necessarily looking at it as me like biting off their style. I respect them, and I think it's really funny or cool what they're doing. Them. Yeah, exactly. Like H3 is one of my favorite YouTubers by far, and for whatever reason, the What Up Pimps I thought was going to be like a one-off thing, but it just started evolving into this new way to open up videos. It's just so exciting. The other day, Asteroid uploaded a video, and he was just sitting there drinking a water bottle, and then all of a sudden he's like, "What up, pimps?" He's like, "I stole Vinny's intro," and I was like, "Whoa, whoa!" I was like, I did not see that coming, and then I'm thinking, well, I stole it from H3, so it's just going all over the place now. It's fucking funny, man.
Did you first start that in the verses? I feel like that's where I first heard it.
I think it started in the verses. Yeah, early on. I don't think it was in Red and Blue. I think it was in Gold and Silver. I could be wrong, though. You guys will definitely know better than me, and my memory is just completely and utterly shot at the age of 22.
Viewers know everything, dude.
Oh, it's
about
incredible.
Yourself, like, about Pokemon. Dude, I don't know how every viewer is just a mastermind, because I do a thing called a fam exam where I play a Pokemon cry from any generation, and if certain people get it right, that's how the challenge comes in.
Oh, that's dope.
They get it right every time, and I'll go, like, really deep, like a very forgettable Pokemon, and people still get it, and I'm just mind blown, dude.
Believe it or not, I'm actually really good at Gen 1 cries. I actually have a video on my channel. I wanted to do the other generations as well, and I might redo the Gen 1 video just to see if I still got my skill, but I'm very good at listening to a Gen 1 cry and definitively picking the Pokemon. It's pretty impressive.
That's bizarre because they sound so similar.
Oh, yeah, and they're like 8-bit sounding, and they're all cracked. Oh, my God! Speaking of like 8-bit and older games, did you hear about the Pokemon Gold demo or the beta that got leaked?
Okay, I didn't know what was going on, and then I asked Game Boy Luke, like, dude, what the heck is this? Because we were playing Fortnite
Yo, that man literally knows everything. Shout out to Game Boy Luke, a.k.a. Daddy.
Dude.
He's the fucking man. Legend. He is the man.
But he was explaining it to me. I was like, oh, that's so awesome, actually. Like, how did this get leaked, first off? And then I was just going through and looking at them, and some of them are so freaking cool just to see, like, what they were going to be or whatever. Yeah,
so for those of you guys that don't know, this demo or this beta, whatever you want to call it, leaked for the original Pokemon Gold game. This is the game that was in development that I guess they were going to release, right? And then in this data that everyone found and in this playable ROM that's available, literally they show a Pokedex of all of these what-if Pokemon that never quite made it. There's like an Octillery with a tank he literally has
Dude,
a
he
tank
looks
around his
awesome.
body and a
Remoraid
cannon.
was a gun, too.
Yes, and it makes sense. It's like the gun to the tank, because you look at Remoraid and Octillery now and you're like, why does a fish just transform into an octopus?
Yeah.
It doesn't really make any sense. But if those initial designs were consistent and they stayed, then it kind of makes sense. You go from the gun to the tank, a bigger gun, if you will, which is awesome.
Yeah, dude, they look so freaking cool. Some of them, though, look so different. I think it was Bayleaf that looks nothing alike. Like, nothing alike at all.
And you gotta wonder, why did they make those changes? Another crazy thing, I'm almost certain that Lugia wasn't even in that game. Lugia came after, right? I'm almost certain someone tweeted to me and said, Vinny, in that beta, Lugia didn't even exist yet.
They knew one day a man by the name of Vincent
would never fucking get one in any series that he ever made. Like, come on. What do I have to do? Yo, listen, we have a sleep block coming up, right? If I get a Lugia in that sleep block, my life will be it'll be complete. I can die happy knowing that I got a Lugia.
Especially because it's your 100K, like, sleep block, too. Dude, that'll be the most bizarre moment. It'll break YouTube. I'm very sure.
So if you guys are wondering when's the sleep block, because I told you guys when we hit 100K, and by the way, I just got to mention really quickly, I want to thank all of you so much from the bottom of my heart for helping me reach this milestone and clicking that subscribe button. Like, I can't even explain with words. I can't even use words that well today anyway, because I just woke up and I'm a little bit disoriented, but straight up, I want to thank you guys so much. I'm probably going to be talking about this for the next month. I'm just so happy we've crossed this milestone.
It's such a great feeling, especially, I mean, when you get that plaque, dude.
I cannot wait, dude.
I could not wait to get that. I was like, just get to that point one day, and it took several years, but it was so freaking worth the wait.
And
dude.
you know what's so
amazing.
awesome? I think I'm going to be the first one out of our core group of friends that gets the new plaque, because YouTube YouTube updated. Now it's just like a sheet of metal as opposed to being in that like case, which is really cool. I'm really excited to see one, and I've never seen any of them in person, but I'm excited particularly to see this one in person. It's gonna be freaking so awesome, man! It's gonna be so dope. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, it's an amazing milestone. Like, and if I ever do somehow hit that million, which seems so far off,
we're gonna hit the million.
But I mean, like, if I think back to when I started my YouTube when I was in high school, when I was like a 15-year-old boy, I never would have imagined I would have hit 100,000 subscribers, dude. I still remember hitting 100 and like freaking out and like texting everybody.
I know.
I remember. So awesome.
I remember when I first started mine too. It was just something fun to do. You know what I mean? Like, I loved watching other PokeTubers. In particular, Leroy and Shady Penguin were my favorites at the time. Still some of my favorites. Absolutely, they're both amazing creators. Although Leroy still hasn't posted in a while. He comes and he goes. You know what I mean? But Shady still posts, not necessarily just the Pokemon content anymore. He's branched out to other stuff, but he will always be a huge inspiration for me. And literally, I started uploading the content. I just had so much fun doing it. And back then, I'm almost certain my upload schedule was every Wednesday. I was like using the Jenna Marbles method. I only would upload one episode a week. And now I pretty much post content. Well, now my goal is to post content every day. Now that I'm full-time YouTube, no more school, and all that type of stuff. So I'm really excited.
Even that, like, you've hit so many milestones just in this year. Graduated from college, 100K on YouTube, like,
it's yo, we hit 10,000 on Instagram today. So shout out to the Insta fam. You guys are the real deal, man. It's crazy, man. Life is cool right now. Life is very cool right now.
Yeah, because not long ago is when I found your channel when you were live streaming Donkey Kong 64.
Yes.
And I popped in. You were only like, I think, maybe 50K around then. Which
Probably,
You just doubled it in like the last few months, which is just mind-blowing.
And what's crazy is just the way we became friends was so cool, because Dylan used to pop into my streams all the time, and Dylan was cool with Dino. You guys know Dino. He's been on the podcast before, one of my best friends as well. And we just kind of linked up through Dylan mostly watching the verses. He would always leave comments and stuff. And then when Asteroid was done editing the verses, we reached out to Dylan. We're like, yo, do you want to edit this? And then from there, as he was the editor, me and him just started talking all the fucking time. And we realized we had so much in common, and we just got along super well. And literally a best friendship was formed right there. So the way things worked out, it worked out great.
You never know, like, whatever you're doing, whatever content you're creating, because, like, if any of you are, like, watching, I was literally just a fan of the verses. I thought it was amazing. The red and blue, if you guys didn't know, timestamp Dylan did not edit that. That was Asteroid Mania Videos, Vinny's soloing partner, and then Asteroid stepped back to go ahead and focus on his own channel. You know, like, I was like, you know what, I got some extra time right now. Let's go ahead and see this. I want to try to improve my editing. I was so nervous, by the way, when I picked this up. That first episode, I probably looked at for, like, 5 hours to make sure it was good. I was so nervous, and now it's just like a rhythm. Like, I'm so used to it. I know what to look for. I know what you and Dobbs and the viewers like. So it's And also, I think it has helped my own like editing and stuff. So
oh, no doubt,
it's really paid off.
And literally
plus
since
the friendship.
literally since day one, you were killing it. I knew right when I saw that first intro that you made, I'm like, yo, this is our guy. Like we have to go with him. He's incredible. And you know, it's funny to think about life in this way. But if Asteroid would have never stopped editing the verses, me and you would probably not be best friends right now.
No, we would probably just be like acquaintances. Like we know.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Asteroid, for retiring at the age of 15. We appreciate that, buddy.
Now he's retired from intros too. The man just keeps stepping back.
This man's just like, yo, fuck all of you. I'm done. He's like, I'm doing me, motherfuckers. Yo, but real talk though, shout out to Asteroid. He is the fucking man. I'm hoping to meet him this summer. My cousin's going to Nashville at some point, so I want to tag along with her because you guys know this if you know me well. I hate to fly. So at least if I'm flying with my cousin who I can chill with and she can keep me company and keep me calm, that should be a trip that will be much easier to take as opposed to me just going on an airplane by myself. So I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't flown by myself in a long time, and I did to Boston to PAX. And I've had this is another thing. We've literally had so much in common with like gaming, workouts, YouTube, and anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I was so anxious that flight, man. I was like, I know I'm not going to get crashed or whatever, but I am freaking out right now by myself. I was just sweating in the back of the plane.
Yeah. And honestly, it's really cool when you meet somebody that has the same type of like, what's the word I'm looking for? The same type of issues that you go through. Yeah, struggles or issues. It's like when I'm overthinking something and I'm panicking, I go right to Dylan because I know he can understand the perspective to some degree. Because, I mean, you don't necessarily really overthink to the degree that I do, but I know that you can at least cope and understand where I'm coming from.
I'll overthink my stuff, but Vinny has FaceTimed me at like 4 in the morning freaking about the most small thing of a video. And I remember one time, it was like this little bitty black bar by the video, and you're like, Dylan, how do you not see this? I have eagle eyes. I'm like, I'm sorry, okay?
Yo, I fuck myself up sometimes. Like, sometimes I won't notice something for 5 episodes, and sometimes, like, when Dylan's editing, the settings are the same, right? So what happens is there'll be a cutout for the episode. Me and Dobbs will send him the same settings, same everything, so it's the same. Everything looks perfect. One time I saw, like, in the 5th episode that the gameplay should have been shifted over to the right like a centimeter, no exaggeration, probably smaller than that, probably like a millimeter. And I'm staring at it and I'm like, how the fuck didn't I notice this? Then I'm thinking, how the fuck didn't Dylan notice this? So I call him immediately. I'm like, yo, please, next episode this has to be fixed. But in retrospect, I don't know if it's just because I say it all the time. YouTube is easily the most important thing in my life, the thing that I'm most passionate about. I just want to make sure that you guys are getting the best content possible. And no matter what I'm recording, whether it be this podcast, whether it be a live stream, souling, versus, solo stuff, whatever, if I'm not completely content by the time I'm done, I immediately start to overthink and panic. It's such a beautiful feeling when I'm done recording something and I'm like, yes, like that was perfect. I don't have to worry about it, you know?
See, that's with me. Like, I even told you about this. Like, I'll redo my intro like 4 or 5 times sometimes because I'm like, I want this to be perfect. And if I barely stutter over a word, which I tend to do a lot, I just like, nope, scratch that, redo. Yeah. And it's happened a few times where I forgot to cut it.
Yep.
And there was one episode a long time ago. I just had gotten into Pokemon a little over a year ago on YouTube. And I was like, oh, bro, I think I'm going to poop myself. I stopped in the middle of my intro to say that, and then I kept going. I started over, and I left it in. And I was like, I was on the way to school, and people were like, you're about to poop yourself. What? I was like, oh, my God, don't tell me I left that in, dude.
I was very bad with it. I don't remember the particular series that it was, but at one point in my channel, I let my OCD essentially take over my creative process. I would sit there and edit out any time that I stuttered. So anytime in the commentary where like I fumbled over a word, I would take it out. There was I think it was actually in the original Moon series that I did that I never finished. I think there were particular episodes where, no joke, dude, there would be a cut every like 3 minutes because I wanted the commentary to be so I've done that too. Perfect.
I'll just do a sharp cut if it was something really bad. And I'll write it down literally. I'll timestamp myself. I'm like, okay, that was terrible. Just scratch that, Dylan. Just cut that all out.
And that just goes back to our conversation earlier when it comes down to, finding the creator that you want to be and evolving over time. It's like, now I understand that, listen, whatever I'm recording, whenever I fumble over my words, whenever something doesn't go necessarily as perfect as I wanted it to be, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I'm doing my best to bring you guys the best quality that I can bring. And I'm a human just like you guys. We're all human. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. We all stutter every once in a while. It happens. You know what I mean? I can't let that dictate my creative process because it ends up becoming very machine and like mechanical. Like, I just want everything to be super organic and transparent.
It's not really yourself. I mean, I myself, like, I stumble over words. I read dialogue wrong.
Yeah.
And so, like, literally when I was watching your stuff, I was like, Vinny just lets it flow. That's what literally made me start trying to, like, you know, I'm gonna be less hard on myself. Because, like, whenever your voice would crack, you'd be like, I'm the mayor or something.
Yeah, welcome to Voice Crack City. My name is Vinny, I'm the mayor.
Yeah, so, like, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna let stuff flow. Like, I used to, like, I'll often record in the morning, like, right after I eat. And I don't know about you, like, if I try to record right after I eat, I have to burp every minute.
Yeah.
So, like, I used to always hold it in, which is really hard to do when you're trying to commentate. Yep. So I was like, I'm just gonna let these loose. It's a human function. It happens. Yeah, especially, and viewers did not care at all.
Especially when you commentate the way me and you do, where it's literally free-flowing nonstop from the moment we click record to the moment we end the recording. It's a very tough style of commentary that a lot of people have trouble doing because it's you literally can't turn off your brain for like a 45-minute period of nonstop talking. I tell people all the time, I'm like, you know, we literally have the dream job, right? But it's so much harder than people think. People think we're just playing video games and just sitting here doing nothing like this. It takes a lot of what's the word? I don't even know the word. It
focus, determination, struggle with stress. Like, there's so much that really goes on behind the scenes you guys don't see. Because, like, for instance, like, Vinny was going on vacation, and we wanted to make sure we kept the consistency because we have not missed an episode, if I'm not mistaken, since I've started as editor.
I don't think we've missed one. In Versus period, we haven't missed an episode, which is unbelievable. So, like, it's been literally 7 series straight. No breaks, nothing. It's fucking insane if you think about it.
So I've never seen anything like that before, and I think that's one reason why it's so successful. Number two, y'all's banter is really good. But, like, Vinny, you got home or whatever, and you're recording the Black Part 1, and there was a lot of edits and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got it like 10 p.m. We still got that up. Like, I know Vinny's just there ready to record, and he's probably thinking, oh my God, we got to hurry and get this up, trying to relax but stressing at the same time because you want it to be great, but you don't want it to be like rushed, per se.
No doubt. And I say it all the time. Me and Dobbs talk about it whenever we start a new Versus series and we do those shout outs. The Versus is so much more than me and Dobbs just recording. There's so many moving parts. If Dylan wasn't here, the series wouldn't be what it was. Obviously, if I wasn't here, it wouldn't be what it was. If Dobbs wasn't here, it wouldn't be what it was. Like, everyone working together. Literally, you have Guy making the amazing art. We use such amazing music from GlitchX City and from other creators as well. Game Boy Luke now stepping up, coming through, making the animations, and Asteroid when he made the animations. Like, it's not just two people. It's a whole group of people working together to create something so fantastic. And if one weak link is there, the whole thing would crumble. And that just goes to show how amazing all of the creators are that are involved in that project. And that's why I believe the Versus, I hope the Versus will just continue to keep on going and going and going. And I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Y'all have remakes to do.
Hell yeah. Console games potentially.
If you really wanted to. Like, there's so much potential for the future. And obviously, you always have the viewers to ask, what would you like to see us do next, kind of thing. Like, that's always a good thing to have. So
once I got over that 100,000 milestone, man, I have so many ideas that I need to take my own advice and just start making stuff. I need to start making new stuff. Like, I uploaded that song when we hit 100K. It's literally called 100K New Song. If you guys haven't heard it, go check it out. Shameless plug. But I want to upload at least one song every 2 weeks. That's a goal that I want to make for myself. I just want to start building up a catalog of music for the channel because a lot of you guys really love the song, and I want to thank you guys so much for listening to it and giving me some feedback. Music is something that I want to do. I really do want to start vlogging, even if it's like one vlog every 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. I want to start vlogging. I want to start a stream schedule where I'm actually live at a particular time every day where you guys know.
You were good with that for a while. I think it was Banjo-Kazooie. I think you did that, and then you did Mario really well with that.
Yeah, but I've never had a set schedule where, like, if you woke up and you saw, it's 2:30 p.m., Vinny's live right now, let's go watch. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that I want to implement very soon.
It's really hard when you have, especially, you got your fitness way, you have to make sure you get those workouts in, you got to make sure the Versus gets up, you have to make sure the Soul Link with Asteroid gets up and everything. It's really freaking hard. I have so much respect for streamers that are there on time every single time, because for me, I like videos and streams because I like streams to interact with viewers, obviously. But like, if I'm having a really off day and I'm stressed out, it's so hard for me to be like, not be like, hey guys, I'm putting off the stream today. But like, I just can't just put myself that dedication to keep it for like over a month. I've always struggled with that, and I'm trying to do better with that like this summer.
Yeah, you know, our job in particular is a very hard job to do when you're feeling down. Like if you're sad or you have a lot of stress going on, or you're just not feeling well physically, it's very hard to, you know, because at the end of the day, it's not like, you know, viewers always need to see this happy-go-lucky, positive figure in front of them. But if every stream I'm in it and I'm focused, and I'm cracking jokes, I'm doing my thing, and then the next day I'm like, hey guys, you know, feeling a little down today. You know, people understand, of course, but at the same time, is that necessarily what people want to watch? Is it better to just take the day off? You know, these are things that I think about all the time. Because listen, I am one of the most positive, happy-go-lucky people ever. But don't get it twisted. I have my days where I literally don't want to get out of my bed. It's completely normal. That's everybody. Every human goes through periods of great happiness and great sadness as well. And sometimes it just happens. It's not like a 9-to-5 office job though, where if you're feeling down, you can just go and type on your computer and crunch numbers. Like we have to interact with people. We have to be, you know, funny.
And you want to spread good vibes. Like that's the whole thing. That's the whole reason I, made my YouTube. I've told you about my story.
I genuinely love this story, and I'm so happy that it came up in conversation. Like, please tell it.
So, back when I was like going into 9th grade, I'm a pretty skinny guy right now, but I was 4'10". I was 80 pounds. I was the definition of like the smallest kid in the school. And for some odd reason, I thought it was a smart idea to take weight training to get bigger. So I got bullied pretty hard. I never got beat up or anything per se. I know people have it worse than me, but YouTube was my escape. It was my way to get out there and try to find people with hobbies with mine, because not many people in my school enjoyed gaming, and I got made fun of it for playing video games all the time. I don't know. People are just mean. So I made my YouTube channel, and then originally I was just doing it just to get away. But then one day I received a message on Xbox, and because I gave off my gamer tag and everything, and they were like, "Your videos helped me get through the day. Thank you so much for all that you do." And I sat there. I was like, you know what? People go through this all the time, and so many people probably go through it like I did. I want to make a place, a family, the whole reason for the United family, where people can come, not get judged, not get hated on, just good vibes spread out, and just feel welcome whenever they want to come, in a Discord, in a stream, in a video. That's why I don't like forcing a video if I'm ever feeling down. I always want to just be there for somebody, be a friend if anything, because it's hard when you have several hundred people in a stream to interact with every single one. But I never want someone to come to my channel and feel like they're left out. It's hard, but that's my main goal on YouTube. So you never really know what you may be going through in general. I'm not trying to get super deep in this, but it might pay off in the future. Because if I were never bullied, I might not be doing YouTube right now. I might not have all the fans and friends, me and Vinny, me and Asteroid. I might not have met any of you if things in high school just went perfect.
And on top of that,
I probably never would have made it.
And on top of that, to go off what you're saying, if you never did get bullied and you never made your channel, then you would have never affected so many people's lives in such a positive way, and they would be going through a rougher time. You know what I mean? This is all like intertwined. Life is so crazy.
It is. It is so bizarre to think about.
The littlest decision that you make today, later on today, you decide to do something, and you go this certain route, and that affects what's literally going to happen for the rest of your life. Like, straight up, these choices that we make are so important. The littlest things that you might not think are important are really important, and I completely respect and love where you come from with your journey, because same thing with my channel. When people tell me that I've helped them in a certain way to feel better, to feel less stressed, to just cut out of life for a little bit and laugh and watch my content, that to me is the most rewarding thing about YouTube.
It is, dude. Like, obviously I appreciate like donations and everything, but that message, like, it's what keeps me going, you know? Like, man. It inspires me to make more videos, especially because, like, sometimes, I don't know if you ever like this, like, I just feel down about my content. Like, if you ever start to compare yourself to other YouTubers, you're doing it wrong. You never want to do that. You want to be yourself, but I'll do that sometimes just unintentionally, and I'm like, they're better than me at this, you know? Like, I could fix this, I could fix that, and I'm not focused on just enjoying what I do. And whenever I get messages like, I love your content so much, I'm like, this person here, you know, goes out of their way to and just, you know, tell me they love my videos. it just keeps me inspired about what I do. What I'm doing is affecting some people in some positive way. Yeah. And that's what just makes me get excited and hyped for another video, for another stream or whatsoever.
You know, my biggest thing, and if there's one thing that you guys take away from this podcast, not only just in YouTube, but in life in general, I truly believe the only competition you should ever worry about is yourself. Like, straight up, the only person that matters that you need to compete with is the person that you're looking at in the mirror. Straight up, that you want to improve yourself. Don't worry about what Bob's doing or what Billy's doing or what fucking Jimmy's doing. Focus on what you're doing, and if you can improve, even if it's improving in the slightest, you're already moving in the right direction. And to me, I just feel this responsibility, man, to just always be there for every single viewer and to always do whatever I can to keep the entertainment flowing, because at the end of the day, if I'm entertaining people, I'm making people feel good. That's what my job description. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people feel good, and I want to improve on doing that. You know, I want to get better at it. I want to put out more content. I want to stream more. There's so much I want to do. And with a platform like this, there's just so much freedom to express yourself in different ways, whether that is with a stream or new music or vlogs or gameplay stuff, whatever, you know, there's so many avenues that you can go. And I'm just really excited for the future. Honestly.
Dude, and especially because like the community we've built with everyone, like you guys are some of the nicest dudes. Like I said, I've been on YouTube since I was like 15. Now I'm 23, so like 8 years, right? Going on 9 this year. And this community is the most that I felt at home. You know, I've been a part of a lot of different communities, and if you guys didn't know, up until the very end of 2016, I was not a PokeTuber. I didn't do Pokemon on my YouTube. I started back in not fifth grade, when I was 15. 5th grade, bro, I'm a legend. I don't even know if YouTube was out then. But yeah, I started back then. I was doing Pokemon content. Then I stopped because it really wasn't going anywhere. And then I just started making all these other Let's Play videos and stuff and was in that community. And then went to Dark Souls and Monster Hunter. I was a part of a ton of communities. But then I just felt kind of lost. Like I didn't have a lot of like fellowship on here, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want to go back to my roots and make some Pokemon videos. And that's when I found Shady Penguin and Game Boy Luke. And I was watching them. I had no idea of a randomizer. I just knew Let's Plays.
Yep.
And I was like, this looks like so much fun. And so I started making
so much fun. It really is.
And that's why I love what I do now. Like I've done Pokemon now for this year will be 2 years at the very end. And I'm not even close to being burnt out on it. I love every video that I make because it's always different. The people you meet are amazing because I've gotten to know everyone in this community, like the verses. You talk about all the pieces together to make the verses and stuff. And it finally feels like a community that I can like call home on YouTube. And I'm just so excited to see in the coming years, like all of us build on it together. You know?
Yeah, and I truly believe the best content spawns from when you're doing something that you're passionate about. That's why when people always ask me, whenever people ask me, you know, what's advice for starting a YouTube channel, I just say create what you want to create. Make the videos that you love to make the stuff that you're gonna have fun doing. Because not even just in YouTube, but no matter what you're doing in your life, I always like to make this a broader thing because not everyone that watches YouTube videos are YouTubers, obviously. It's just no matter what you're doing, just find that thing that you love. Find the thing that you're passionate about that makes you want to wake up in the morning. And when you find that, and then you can become an expert at that, you're winning life. You're literally winning. You're beating the system.
Yeah, you're honestly just look wherever your passion is. Like obviously play it smart. Like I wouldn't recommend if you're in college just drop out if you're not making money from it, because I know you just got to play it safe, and especially with how fluky YouTube is right now. But don't ever let that stop you. Like Vinny himself, everyone that I know personally has worked a side job, went to school, and done YouTube. Yep. Like, you can make it happen. It just takes a lot of work. I was working a full-time job, trying to see my girlfriend at the time, that's now my wife, you know, was going to college full-time and coming home to make videos. And I was, like, getting just a few hours of sleep. And I love sleep. Sleep's amazing.
Oh, I fucking love sleep. Dude, sleep is my favorite thing in the world besides YouTube, I think. Like straight up.
That's why Vinny was asking me to record this like at 4 a.m. last night, and I was like, bro, I gotta get up at 8 to go to the doctor. He's like, I don't care, let's get this.
I'm not even gonna lie. So we hit 100,000, obviously. I've said it 15 fucking times already, but I'm just so excited, so bear with me, guys. But I wanted to celebrate with some friends, but the problem was that it was a Thursday night. when I wanted to celebrate, but most of my friends have work Friday morning. So I was pretty much the only one getting like super drunk at the bar. Like I was feeling myself. I was getting shots. I was getting drinks. I was really enjoying myself. But I was telling my friends, I'm like, all right, we'll have like a chill night tonight. Tomorrow will be like the grand, like, let's go crazy. Let's have a great time. Let's celebrate this milestone. So I ended up having more drinks than I anticipated when I got to the bar last night. When I got home, I was feeling really good. I was just so positive, and I was like, yo, if we recorded a podcast right now, this shit would be hilarious, because I tend to think of myself as a funny drunk. You guys know if you've come through to any of those drunk streams that we've done.
You showed up one time in Asteroid's Sleeplock drunk, and it was one of the funniest times I've ever seen.
So I was like, yo, Dylan, let's do this. And Dylan's like, bro, I gotta go to sleep. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm exhausted. And I was like, all right, Dylan. I started talking to Southern accent, and then today is when we were recording it. But one thing about the drinking, make sure that you only drink if you're above the age of 21, and make sure you guys always drink responsibly. I have to put on my dad hat and my dad pants for this conversation, because I want to make it clear, you got to be responsible when you go out. You got to always make sure that you understand what's going on. Always make sure that you know that you're with people that you can trust, and just not to get too serious right off the bat in this podcast,
wild
but
things happen in this world.
You just got to be careful. Definitely be careful, be safe, and be smart. Be careful, be safe, be smart. But yeah, so tonight I'm going out with some friends, and we're gonna have a great time, which is gonna be fun. But let me know if you guys want to see a drunk podcast in the future, and let me know what guests you want me to have on for that. Let me know in the comments down below. I feel like that could be a really cool conversation. I love watching the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you ever watched that before, but there's certain episodes where like they'll all be drunk and high and just like hanging out, and it's so enjoyable to watch. It's literally so funny. It's such great content.
I've seen drunk playthroughs before of the games, and they are pretty funny. They're just hilarious.
Probably for the sleep lock, I'll have a couple shots while we're doing that. And
you say that now, but then you're gonna get like $100 donation. Take 5 right now, Vinny. You like say I won't, and then just down them.
Say I'm not real. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, like I said, guys, just be responsible, be safe, and obviously only drink if you're over the age of 21. But anyway, back to the sleep block conversation, dude. It's happening. Like probably next weekend, it's happening. I don't know for sure.
I'm so excited. I've never been to one of your sleep blocks.
I know
you haven't done one since I've known you, so I'm super excited, dude.
I can't wait, man. I was watching the highlights from the Pokemon Yellow sleep block that we did and the Pokemon Emerald sleep block. Just like 5 or 6 people in the call laughing the entire time. I'm so excited because sleep blocks take a lot of effort and a lot of work to, obviously stay awake and play an entire game in one night, but the camaraderie and the friendship and the laughter and the interacting with the chat, it's just, you guys know if you've been to a sleep block before, it is fucking awesome, and we're gonna have so much fun. And if you guys don't know what a sleep block is, essentially, I'm gonna go live, I'm gonna play a game, not gonna tell you guys what game that is yet, but it's gonna be very exciting, playing a game, and I cannot end the stream until one of 3 things happen. Either I win and I beat the entire game, I lose, or I fall asleep. So those are the 3 outcomes that could potentially end the stream. If none of those 3 things happen, we keep streaming. So with the game that I picked, we're probably going to be live for like a day. It's probably going to be like a full fucking day of live stream content. So I got to make sure I do some bulk recording to make sure that the videos stay consistent, because once I'm done with the sleep block, I'm probably going to go to bed for like a week. Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, that was why I made the mistake. I did a sleep block right before I was moving, and I told people if we hit the donation goal, because I was raising money to move, that we would do another one the next weekend.
I remember that. This man did a back-to-back sleep block. Like, credit to you, bro. I could never do that. That's impressive.
The first one was great. I have full of energy as the first sleep block I ever did. The second one, I was dead at hour 1. I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
Oh my god. I've had this like new laugh start to develop where I literally like it's the definition of just straight up ha 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 ha. You'll hear it when you watch this back, if you do watch it back. I don't know where this laugh is coming from, but I like it. I'm gonna roll with it for sure.
I don't know why, but I have like a few different laughs just in general, but like if I'm laughing really hard, nothing's coming out. Like I'm just like dry heaving, just in my like falling down laughing. That's my hardest laugh, which rarely happens. I have to literally be dying.
My favorite laugh probably in life is when Dobbs is like doing that squeal hardcore laugh out loud moment. Like if you watch a couple of the Versus episodes, in particular a couple intros where Dobbs is straight up dying laughing, I always know that's the intro moment when we're recording the Versus and he starts dying laughing. I'm like, timestamp Dylan, that's probably gonna be the intro, because his laugh just is so contagious. It makes me start laughing. It makes everyone else start laughing. He's got the best laugh in the game, in my opinion. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, dude, those are always so fun to mess around with. I love a good intro moment with editing, especially if they're making me laugh. And I don't even know if you notice, Vinny, whenever I'm sending you like a video.
Oh, yeah, I hear you in the background. You're like,
Yeah, I'll giggle if I'm really like, because I try to make it as funny as I can to me, because if I can make myself laugh, I hope that other people will laugh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because it's entertaining to me. So if I'll just be giggling in the background to most of the verses whenever I send a Snapchat. I've always wanted to, like, I would never do this really because I wouldn't want to spoil the episode, but people ask me all the time, like, what's it like editing and stuff. I almost wanted to live stream and edit, like, without showing spoilers. I just don't know how that's possible.
It would be really cool. I would love to watch that, to be honest with you. But it's just, the whole process is so dope because you guys might not fully know this, but when I say timestamp Dylan, I'm literally clicking a button that puts a timestamp on the timeline. That's how the whole timestamp Dylan meme started, because I was just clicking it so much. Because what I like to do is in the verses, I'm on intro duty for the verses, so all the intros that you guys see are ideas that throughout the episode, when it happens, I'm like, okay, this could potentially be a good moment. And it's never just one definitive thing. When I send, this is what happens. I'll tell you about the whole verses process. So while we're recording, something funny will happen. I'll be like, oh, timestamp Dylan, and I'll click a timestamp. And then later on in the episode, let's say there's another moment that I think could be good. Oh, timestamp Dylan. Sometimes I'll click it and I won't even say it, because sometimes I don't want to say timestamp Dylan like 85 times in an episode. But what will happen is then I go into my editing software and I see all of these pins that were dropped every time I click the button. And then I make a list for Dylan. So I'll say like 337, I get a haunch crow on my team, whatever. 455, Pikachu dies. 673, potential intro moment. And usually what I'll do as of lately is I'll send Dylan like 3 moments that I think could potentially be the best. And then I'll say, you have creative freedom, whichever one you think could work the best, go for it. And every time Dylan picks the right moment, and it always works out so perfectly. Like, every intro in the verses has been so iconic in its own way. Sometimes I'll be laying in bed and I'll just go through the playlist and watch every verses from Red and Blue all the way to our most current series. Just the intro game for that series in particular has been so on point.
Yeah, dude, I love it when I have a good idea. First off, you said 673, and I've been giggling about that since then, because that's not
a time. That's 7 minutes something.
I was trying to keep it in with not interrupting you, but I couldn't help it.
Yeah, listen, like I said, woke up. See, I like to record my content. I feel like I'm at my best when I've been awake for a couple hours and then I get into it. When I first wake up, I have felt like a dodo bird for this entire podcast. I don't know if that's even the proper phrase. That's how much of a dodo bird that I am. I feel silly. Like, I feel like the things that I'm saying are not necessarily making sense to the full degree. And then, of course, it goes back to my OCD where I start overthinking things and I'm like, shit, is this good commentary? And then, you know what? In 2018, I know we've already been in 2018 for 6 months, but you know what? Over 100K, I'm not letting my OCD get to me. If it is what it is, all right? I'm moving forward. I'm evolving as a human. I'm my own competition, like we said.
I've seen you improve just since the verses, because, like, in the beginning, like, if ever something was slightly over in the layout or the thumbnail, like, you and Dog's like, hey, Dylan, you want to move this over like 5 times? I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. But now y'all just let me do me. Y'all just are used to it now, and I'm like,
because you know what, man, I realize this more and more. I feel like I'm not old by any stretch of the imagination. I'm 22, but I feel like the older I get, the more I realize that nothing in life is ever perfect, straight up. And that's probably the realest thing you guys have heard in this podcast. It's like,
you can nitpick anything that you do, and it'll almost like never perfect.
And especially in the creative space, when you're making something and you want something to be so perfect, and you're working on it. Chances are, if you keep fucking with it and finagling it and trying to make it better, you're actually counterproductive. You're making it worse.
You're wasting time making it worse, and I was about to say, you're driving yourself crazy. Yeah. Like, and doing all of that. So you might as well just like go with the flow with everything that you do and make videos.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm trying to get better at is, once something's done, I don't want to dwell on it. So, for example, when this podcast is over and we click that stop record button, I don't want to go back and be like, oh God, in the beginning there was this part where I felt like I wanted to explain myself better. Like, it is what it is.
I do that all the time.
I know.
I swear.
It happens to me when I'm in the fucking shower, because usually when I'm recording anything, I get really sweaty. So after, I'll take a shower before I do whatever else I'm doing in my day. And I'll be like just standing in the shower like, well, there was that part where me and Dylan were talking about this. Did I articulate myself well enough? Was I repeating this too much? Did I cover? And I'm just like, you know what? Just chill the fuck out and just be who you are, and it'll all work out in the end. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying so hard to do that.
4 or 5 showers a day. Whenever I FaceTime you, I swear you're in the shower.
I'm literally an Italian greaseball. I'm greasy 24/7. I like to just stay fresh and stay clean. Like, for example, when I wake up in the morning, before I go to the gym, I'll take a shower. because it just number one.
I have to have a shower when I get in the morning. Like
it wakes me up. It wakes me up, and I just feel so much cleaner and just ready to start my day.
Yeah, same. Like whenever I'm over like the beach, or whatever, with my family, like we're going down to the beach, getting in salt water and sand. I have to take a shower. I have to. And they're like, "You're about to go get dirty." I'm like, I will not be myself and wake up if I do not take a shower. I have to start my day with a shower.
Yep. Before bed, I love to take a shower because I just like to get in my sheets, super cozy and super fresh and clean. You know, I really like showers. But you know what's insane? We have a series planned, guys. Should we tell them what it is or no?
Yeah, it's your podcast. I'll make it your call. I get asked. You're the number one person I get asked to do a series with. Like,
people all the time are telling me as well that we need to do something together. So we have something planned. It's happening. I don't think we should tell them yet because it's still a couple months away.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, get ready for what me and this man are gonna create. And I was gonna say, before I went off on this rant. It's not really a rant. Now I'm overthinking again. I'm okay. I'm gonna just take a sip of water and stay calm.
I have sweet tea.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, so we got a series planned, and I know it's going to be amazing because we have been recording this podcast for about like 48 to 50 minutes, and we haven't even ran out of remote things to talk about, and it's flowing so.
I'm supposed to stream in 25 minutes. Oh,
I know. That's why I'm like starting to wrap it up. We're gonna go to the Twitter questions now because I know you got to stream soon.
It's been that long. Oh my God.
But I was saying like time just like flew by. We've had great conversation. The chemistry is clearly there. Like, our series is going to be fucking amazing. This was the test.
One thing you need to know is me and Vinny are both pretty dang loud. So, like,
it's going to be
it's going to be wild. I can't wait, especially, like, to do it because I know it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to also make intros with this, dude. It's going to be so fun. I know the art's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And I can't wait for everybody to see it. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so awesome. But yeah, Dylan's got a stream soon. We probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the podcast. He has a stream plan, so we got to kind of wrap it up a little bit. So I figured it would be great. Whenever I have a guest on, I love to end the podcast by going to Twitter, seeing what you guys want us to discuss for the ending segment. Not that this is necessarily a segment. It's all kind of a mishmash of commentary and ideas. But we're going to start off by taking a Twitter question from my boy, Emmanuel Molina, who has been a long-time supporter. Shout out to Emmanuel. He said, when you're about to record some content, does it take multiple tries to get it started? You know to get the flow going, and both of you can answer this. You actually touched upon this earlier in the podcast.
Almost in solo stuff a good bit. It does for me. Sometimes I'm just having a great day. I don't know about you. I'm feeling content today. You know, I just can knock them out. But in co-op stuff, like say with mine and Vinny series, I doubt we'll like almost ever restart unless something just goes wrong because. Like, even in yours and Dobbs versus, y'all rarely restart. Like, it's rare. That's why sometimes I'll have to check it to, like, I'll mess up and not see that you did because it's so rare. Because, like, whenever you're just bouncing off that chemistry and stuff, it's pretty easy. But when I'm by myself, I can stutter over words so easy in the beginning. So, for me, it happens.
When we're doing the verses, for me to speak on this, when me and Dobbs start the episode and we say the what up pimps or whatever, like Dylan was saying, it's very rare that we will do an opening and we'll be like, do you want to restart? But it does happen every once in a while where sometimes for whatever reason, it just doesn't really, like, feel right for the rest of the episode. So we'll just be like, okay, so, like, let's just restart that intro real quick. And then it'll take, like, 15 seconds to realize we don't really like where it's going, and then we start over the commentary. This is before we move or do anything in the game. This is just based on starting off the episode. But me personally, for my solo stuff, which by the way, new solo series is dropping very soon. Shameless plug. My brain just turned off. Oh yeah, so the only times where I really restart an episode from the opening standpoint, when I open up and everything, is on episode 1 of a series.
Oh, episode 1 in the finale. The finale for me too, they just have to be perfect. Yeah. Like the finale that I just recently did, it took me like 3 or 4 tries for the intro just to make sure it's perfect.
When I'm starting a new series, I want episode 1 to open up so perfectly that in the event that I do like stutter or I don't really articulate myself the best way, I'll be like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna start that over for sure. Sometimes you just gotta do it. It'll literally drive you absolutely insane. Next Twitter question comes from my boy Jordan Tyree, my boy, another longtime supporter. A lot of freaking awesome people in the Twitter fam right now. He said, what is the key to keeping a positive attitude? So I'll be brief with this. I think the key to keeping a positive attitude, honestly, is I think a big part of it is to be productive. And no matter what you're doing in your life, if you're getting things done and you're improving as a person and you keep moving forward every single day, even if it's a little bit, but if you just get something done when you first wake up, you just feel better, you know? I don't know. At least that's just my perspective. Maybe Dylan could...
That's why I like getting up early, because I just get so much more done.
Yeah. when you get something done, for some reason in the human mind, it just feels good and you just feel better. And when you feel better, obviously you can be more positive. And there's obviously so many factors that go into, having a positive outlook on life. And you obviously have to be in a good space mentally. You have to be in a good space physically. You have to be in a good space spiritually. Like, all these things go hand in hand to keep a positive attitude. But I would say if you want to try to see an improvement in your attitude, in your positive outlook on life, just start doing little things throughout the day just to get shit done. You know what I mean? Whether that's a homework assignment or making your bed when you first wake up in the morning, just little things here and there that could make you have a more positive outlook on life. Anything else to add for that?
I'd say surround yourself with friends that, like iron sharpens iron kind of thing. Like, me and Vinny have, ranted to each other, have said, whenever we're down, we hash things out, and it always, just kind of makes you feel better to know that there's somebody there, and that really helps me with keeping a positive attitude. Yeah, no doubt. And another thing to add to that too is just, just do things that you love doing, Yeah, be passionate about what you're passionate doing. About things. That goes back to what we were saying earlier. And on top of everything else, just, you gotta do things that you like to do, and hopefully that will definitely raise, your positivity on life. Next question comes to us from Hungry Big Tuna, who said, "What's your favorite video game system?" N64. I was just about to say that, you son of a bitch. You took it from me. I was going to breathe in and then breathe out and then say Nintendo 64. Easy. Yeah, no, that's definitely the Switch is incredible. Right now, my favorite system is the Switch, but of all time, it's got to be the Nintendo 64. Like, the one I want to buy games for now is obviously the Switch, but all time has to be N64. Ooh, here's a cool question. Taylor says, this is from Zephyr YouTube, aka Taylor. They said, "What's your favorite starter from each game?" I'll let you go first. All right. I might have to pull up a fucking... for the later gens, I might have to pull up the starter list. Okay, so Charmander, Cyndaquil. Oh, Totodile. It hurts me. I know, I'm sorry. That was like a stab to the chest. Charmander. Wait, let me just pull up a graphic of all the starters. Okay, I'll do the same, because I feel like it's gonna be hard to like. Dude, does that ever happen to you on stream? What's your favorite? Oh, legendary. That's easy for me. But like this question that I'm like, I need a picture of everything to know this. Oh yeah, no. I'm a visual learner. It's very easy to pick a favorite when you're just looking at 3 options. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so obviously Charmander. I found a great page on Bulbapedia, by the way. Shout out to Bulbapedia. In Johto, I would say Cyndaquil. On the same page. Okay. In Hoenn, I would say Trico. He was always my go-to guy. In Sinnoh, I would go with... Oh, Piplup is so cute. Piplup. Unova, honestly, not to be rude, these 3 are just... They're fucking boring to me. I would probably say Tepig. He's kind of cool. And I like bacon, so I would eat him. In Kalos, I would say Froakie. He's the homie. Yeah. And in Alola, I would have to go with Rowlet. Those are my favorites across the board. All right, you're up, Chief. Mine has to be Charmander. When I was a kid, I loved dragons, so that's the whole reason I bought Fire Red. Hell yeah. I loved Spyro. But next up is Totodile, my favorite Pokemon, so that one's pretty easy. The homie. Then Trico, Chimchar, because I always named him Donkey Kong, my favorite game of all time, with being that and Spyro. Then I have Oshawott, because I like Samurott. He's pretty cool. He always looks like he's lost, though. I feel like he always looks like he's confused and lost. I don't like that. Everyone was expecting the last one because it's samurai. It's supposed to be based on a samurai, and it looks nothing like a samurai. Yeah, I mean, I guess like those horns on its head, you could argue are like kind of swords and a helmet. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Next up. All right, let's see. I'll pick one for once. Let's see. No, I was saying you didn't do all of them, did you? Yeah, I did. Who was your pick for Alola? Rowlet. Oh, I didn't even hear that. My bad. That's why I was. There was like a lull of silence. There was a lull of silence because I'm like, why is he not saying his Alola starter? I was like, next up, and you were just like, Alola's just forgettable. I'm just kidding. I mean, kind of. I mean, it's not my favorite. Have you even finished either game? Yeah. I finished Pokemon Moon on a live stream. Yeah, I remember that. But you never finished Ultra Sun or Moon. Did you even play them? I played it on one stream and never went back because all of my friends were telling me that it's essentially the same exact game. It is. The ending's different, but everything else is. Exactly. Here's a question from Colin JT Reed, who says, is there ever going to be a Vinny and Dylan collaboration where you both don't have to be watching your partner's screen? There is a collaboration, but we're probably going to watch each other's screen for what we're doing. We'll be talking about the game in per se. I'll tell you right now, the game that we're doing is not Pokemon related. I'll say that right off the bat. That's the next hint that I will give you guys. It's a franchise we both love, too. Oh, it's so good, and we might have talked about it
in this podcast.
Just maybe.
I'm just saying, maybe here, maybe there. Julian, aka Roar209, said, what do you want most likely Gen 8 to be next year? There's a lot of things that I want in Gen 8. Probably the biggest thing for me is the following Pokemon, honestly.
Yeah, which I definitely think that'll be a thing.
Yeah, I think it's going down, ladies and gentlemen.
Although it'll never happen, I still would love a randomizer in the game. I never see Game Freak doing that, but I think if they wanted to like really amp up their series to the next level, that would be something. Since obviously the fan base loves it.
Oh hell yeah! It's in that new in the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and the Let's Go Eevee, in that like little trailer that they put out, there was a part where a girl was riding an Onix, which was so fucking cool. I cannot wait for that moment to ride an Onix. Giggity, it's gonna be fantastic. Here's a really nice question from Dexel12. He said, "How you guys doing today?" This is a really nice question, dude.
Been a good day. Got up at 8 with little sleep, went to the doctor and had to get a shot, which sucked. But working out, recording the podcast, I'm about to go live, so can't complain. Been a good day.
And I'm having a great day as well. I woke up at like 3:30 in the afternoon or somewhere around that, 4 in the afternoon, whatever. Me and Dylan are recording a podcast. It's going great. Can't wait till you guys hear this. Also, whenever we do podcasts, you guys know the podcast is my baby. It's like my favorite content that I'm recording right now. Just please leave some feedback down below of what you guys thought of this episode. That would be greatly appreciated. Wyatt wants to know, what are our thoughts on Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee? So we briefly talked about that before. I'll just say about the game, I'm very excited for it, and the thing that affected me most was the actual trailer that they put out. It brought tears to my eyes. Just watching Pikachu jump into the TV and then seeing the new sprites and the new look and feel of the game, it just looked so beautiful, and I actually cannot wait to get my hands on this game and to play it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty much, I mean, the visuals is what caught me. Like, it captured me. I'm a little bit sad about the rumor, but I don't know if that's confirmed or not, about the no online feature. Also, catching the Pokemon, there's no battling.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I'm not going to knock it till I try it, but why would they not have any battling?
Like, the thing with me is,
the wild battling, right? Like, you can't run into a wild Pokemon battle.
You can't. You can only catch them like Pokemon Go. What I would say is, like, say a newcomer like my nephew gets this for the first time and gets in love with Pokemon. Whenever the real, Pokemon games come out, they're not going to know that style. They're only going to know the Pokemon Go style. So it's not great for newcomers, I think.
And I'm open to trying new things and breaking the formula a bit. I just feel like that's such an iconic part of the game that can you really take it out and feel the same? I don't know. It's gonna be fun to play it and to get into it for sure.
All right. Do you have another question?
I have plenty of questions. I thought you were going to add something and you didn't, so it's totally cool. Gen 2 Drew said, since you graduated from college, Vinny, what was your favorite class that you took and what was the worst? So we could both answer this because we both went through college. My favorite class that I ever took was a stand-up comedy class. So I literally took a class on how to perform stand-up comedy. The entire semester you would build your set, and then the final exam was performing in the city, as that was the final exam, doing your set in the city, and it was probably one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I definitely want to do stand-up again. The worst class that I ever took, not to be disrespectful to the teacher, because I really thought he was a cool guy, but my statistics class, I hate math. It was the one math class I had to take in college, and I fucking hated math. I will always hate math. I don't like numbers. You guys know if you watch the channel, I suck at math. Dylan, what were your favorite classes and least favorite classes?
Well, that's something that we're opposite in. My best is math. I slept in calculus again.
Sorry, wait, let me throw
Mine was human anatomy. I hated the class. It's so complicated to me. Like, my brain doesn't wrap around it. I can learn muscles and bones any day, but when you get into the detail, like analysis of like how the body works, my mind does not cooperate with that at all. So that was the reason that I stopped going to college for right now, to just focus on YouTube, because my degree needed it, and I wasn't even that far from it. So I could technically go back and give it all I got, but I had to study for hours if I wanted just to make a C. It was hard.
For sure. And if you guys can leave down your favorite class or least favorite class in the comments, let us know. We could have a great discussion about that as well. The next question comes to us from Michael Crow, who said, so what's better, a full body workout every time you go to the gym or 1 or 2 body parts every time you go to the gym? So I'll just tell you the way that I do it. I have a 5-day split when it comes to the body parts that I train with my weightlifting. So on a Monday, it's in no particular order, but Monday I'll do chest, Tuesday I'll do arms, Wednesday I'll do legs, Thursday I'll do shoulders, and Friday I'll do back. So literally whenever I walk into the gym, I can pick whichever I want to do, as long as I get all 5 of the workouts done Monday through Friday. I do cardio every day, I do abs every other day, and then on the weekends I just do like 2 I'll do 2 cardio workouts, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and I'll just do like 45 minutes to an hour of cardio. Dill, you want to touch on that? Because I know you are a gym fiend as well,
yeah,
my boy.
I recommend just isolating the muscles, just because you set yourself up more for like injury if you do full bodies, because you're constantly using the same muscle even if you take a couple day breaks. I do just a muscle like Vinny does. I don't do cardio because I'm already skinny and I hate running. If I'm running, somebody's chasing me. But
what? That took a second to click in. I had to think about it. I was like, he feels like someone's chasing him? Damn, son.
But yeah, so like I do full body. I don't have a set schedule now because I just said I haven't been going, but like I'll do something like Vinny does, and I just make sure that I give a nice 2-hour workout to a specific muscle, and I feel like I get way more out of it with that.
And the biggest thing when it comes to working out, and we could have Dylan back on the podcast to talk about fitness later on, but biggest thing, most important thing, guys, make sure your form is good, and don't go overly heavy just to go heavy. You need to have weight that you can, control, and weight that you can do great form with for all of your exercises, because form is most important. And also, I just want to say, I literally feel like I'm holding this man hostage because I just realized his stream starts in 13 minutes. So I'm going to answer one more question. We're going to do one more question, and then we're going to wrap it up because I feel it. I feel it coming from you. I can't see you. All I can do is hear you. But I know right now this man's thinking, my fucking stream starts in 13 minutes. Can we wrap this up?
That's the only reason I was worried about recording today, because I knew it was going to go long. And I was like, I don't want it to be cut off because I love, just sitting here and chatting and, answering questions and stuff. But
you know what? We've been going over an. This is over an hour, so there's plenty of content here, and we're definitely gonna have you back on the podcast. But I wanted to wrap it up with this from Danny R. Garza, who said, can you guys do impressions of each other? So let's wrap it up by doing impressions of each other. I think that would be a great way to close
you
this
go
podcast.
First?
I'll start.
You've done it before.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the podcast. We appreciate all the love and support that you guys show us. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more. Dylan's links will be down below in the description. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Let us know what you thought. Boomy, you sit down and you relax. Let us know what you thought. Give us your feedback, because it is greatly appreciated. I'm going to go and watch Dylan's live stream. I'm confused. Am I supposed to be talking as you or talking in your voice?
Idea.
All right, I'm just going to talk as you now. All right, so I'm going to go live in a little bit, guys. Thank you so much. Vinny, thanks for having me. And this was a great podcast, and I appreciate you. And dab. I just dabbed. Okay, you're up.
The boomy part is what made me lose it, because that's, even though I'm not that southern, it was so true. That little dog is he's been doing good lately, but he's been a demon. But
I just love the fact that I started just using your voice, talking as me, but then I quickly shifted to just becoming you. It felt so right. All right, you're up, kid. Let's hear this, Vinny.
You want me to end it with this, or do you want me to intro a video how you would intro a video?
I just want you to talk like me and make it snappy, because your stream starts in 11 minutes.
I know, I haven't even made the scenes yet, dude. It's gonna be delayed. They're gonna have to understand, but okay.
All right, here we go. I'm excited.
What up, pimps, and welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Red and Blue. I don't know why I went back to all the way to Gym 1. Pokemon versus, you already know I have the hottest merch in the game. Original 151, looking like a snack right now. Peep the jaw line, though. Janine, get the kids!
I was waiting for it. I was fucking waiting for it. Oh my god, but in all seriousness, we love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this. This is one of the best podcasts yet. I had a fucking great time. Follow Dylan on his YouTube. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram, all that great stuff. His links will be down below in the description. Dylan, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry that I held you hostage there.
No, thank you.
I know you got a stream to do.
I'm having so much fun.
And we will definitely have you on the podcast in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said earlier, podcasts, or maybe I didn't say this, but podcasts are back to their regular schedule. Every single Friday, you guys will get a brand new podcast episode. And next week, we're going to have Game Boy Luke on the podcast, so that's going to be exciting. Thank you for watching. Dylan, any final words, my boy?
We love you all. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you just for watching the videos. It means so much to us. And thank you, Vinny, for having me.
Dude,
and
thank you for joining.
Come back in. If you ever need another, have somebody for, a Friday, just let me know and I'll hop on in here. Hopefully not rush to make it to a stream in 10 minutes. It
actually ended up being the exact length that I wanted. About an hour to an hour and 10. Like, this is perfect right here. This is perfect length. It's great. It's perfect length, Dylan. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace. Wait, hold on. I gotta do my outro. What am I doing? As always, love and respect goes out to everybody. Don't forget to comment, to rate, and to subscribe. This is Original 151. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Now we can say peace. Peace!
Peace.